Hey guys, so I have a question for you guys. What is your opinion on whether or not the scapegoat can become a narcissist? So, one thing that has me thinking yes is because we got to think about how our narcissists became narcissists. A lot of our narcissists that have been in our lives have said, "Oh, I was abused as a child," or "my ex abused me." And then they themselves later on became the same. So, does that mean that they were previously the scapegoat? Or possibly maybe they were just abused and there was no narcissistic family dynamic, just dysfunction? Were they maybe the golden child? Um, and then became a narcissist? Because even a golden child can be abused, right? So I want to know what you guys think about this. So I want to talk about another like situation that I'm kind of going through with my husband. So now my husband's family dynamic is a little bit different. So my mother-in-law is definitely the narcissist, and she kind of treats all three of her children as if they are the golden child. She's very into um, only people who are blood related are family, and she likes to exclude anyone who isn't blood related. I know I've mentioned before that before I came into the family, my sister in law's husband is the scapegoat, and then I became the scapegoat when I came into the family. So it had me thinking about who was the scapegoat before he came into the family, before he married my sister in law. And as I was doing a lot of thinking, especially about stuff that my sister in law has told me, it seems more so that she was the scapegoat. In the past, she has talked to me about how she was always left out, um, and basically how my husband, who is basically, I would say, the golden child here, the true golden child, um, how he was treated differently. So she joined the military, and she was in the military for I think maybe 10 years, 10 or 12 years. Um, and she said that my mother in law barely acknowledged it. She didn't give her any praise, nothing. And then all of a sudden, my husband joins the military, and all of a sudden, she's like acting like a dependa. If you don't know what a dependa is, it's basically someone who's like obsessed with the fact that their family member is in the military. Um, wearing the army mom t-shirt and getting all the souvenirs and stuff like that, making tons of posts of, oh, proud army mom, whereas my sister-in-law, I believe she was Air Force. So like like when you see Veterans Day posts and stuff like that, like she didn't acknowledge my sister-in-law, but she acknowledges my husband. She's told me about all the awful and very mean things that her mother has said to her, done to her. And now that I'm looking back at the conversations we've had and how much she's cried to me about her mom about things, I realize now that before her husband entered the picture, I really believe that my sister in law was the scapegoat. Also, usually the scapegoat, at least also in my situation, is the scapegoat is the one that the narcissist leans on the most. The scapegoat is the narcissist caregiver, emotional support, um, gets them to do physical things for them, like moving, paying for things for them, all while the golden child never has to lift a finger, and they get more praise than the scapegoat for doing all the work. My husband went no contact with his mom over a year ago after she went absolutely crazy over not getting the birthday gift that she wanted when she wanted it, despite the fact that she never gives any one of us a birthday gift ever. He was going to get her a birthday gift after he came back from his military trip. All she had to do was wait like an extra few days. But she decided to get super nasty with him, and he cut her off. But now I'm noticing that my sister-in-law is acting like she's in the narcissist role. So, kind of to make a long story short, um, my husband stopped talking to my mother in law at the end of April. At the beginning of May, I had gotten a diagnosis. And I didn't tell anybody for a couple of weeks. And the only people I told was my sister in law, and then I assumed she would tell her husband because they're married. Um, one of my neighbors and one of my friends. I didn't tell anybody else. And since then, I haven't told anybody else. Next thing I know, I'm hearing that my mother in law is telling everybody about my diagnosis and talking about it. Um, I have one of my husband's aunts call me and ask me about it. She's like, "Oh, well, I didn't see you posted on Facebook." I said, "Yeah, because I don't want anybody to know. I only told a few people." I literally just pieced the timeline together. And my sister in law is the one who told my mother in law after my husband had already cut her off. And I cut her off many years ago. And I had already told my mother in law that my sister in law, um, that I didn't want um, their mother knowing our business. And then since my husband has gone no contact, she's sent him screenshots of the mother's Facebook saying, "Oh, she misses you," and messages are being passed to him saying, "Oh, mom said happy birthday," when we made it clear quite a while ago. I told my sister-in-law in person, I said, "We don't want to know anything about mother-in-law, and we don't want mother-in-law knowing anything about us." But to me, it's common sense that when you go no contact with somebody and somebody is going no contact with somebody, you don't tell each other the other person's business, because there's the reason why they went no contact in the first place. And not only that, sister-in-law has been showing my mother-in-law my Facebook page. And before my mother-in-law moved in with my sister-in-law, which was just like a week or so ago, before then, she was trying to get other people that were on my Facebook friends list to show them my page. Or she was trying to get them to show her my Facebook, or she'd ask to see their phone so she can look on their Facebook so that she could see my page. So now, I have my sister-in-law pretty much blocked. She's still on my friends list, but I have it so that she can't see any posts that I make. And I'm going to be doing that with the rest of his family. When I had talked to my sister-in-law before about how she used to talk bad about her mom and complain about her, it was basically, I got the, "Oh, I never said that." And she talks about how she loves her mom and her mom's so great. So she went from hating her mom to now loving her mom. Her mom hasn't gotten any better. She's gotten worse. And now my sister-in-law seems to be taking the torch. Like she's acting like conversations never happened and that I'm just crazy. My husband and I talked about it, and I ended up making a post with our decision where in a nutshell, I just said, if you can't respect our boundaries, then we'll just have to go no contact with you two. And that means everybody. Whoever gives out our information about our life to our mother-in-law, we're just going to cut off. There's also like a lot more going on where I heard from the aunt that my sister-in-law is kind of like in competition with me, like saying that she can't keep up. And I don't understand because I'm not in competition with anybody. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's possible that my sister-in-law is becoming the narcissist now? And do you think it's possible for a scapegoat to become the narcissist? Let me know. Take care, y'all.